What is up, everyone? Welcome to the FPL Gameweek 24 podcast. My name is Ryan from the Football Chatbox, and I'm joined by my co-host Roy. After some time, he's back, and he's back with a bang, with a huge, massive bench boost score of 119 points, and we'll get to that team at the end. But 119 points, a Gameweek rank of 1,704, if I'm not mistaken. Roy,
Yep.
how are you feeling after this? Over to me as well.
Hi guys, hi Ryan. Yeah, I think it's pretty lucky because just thinking behind it really is, it's head-to-head comp,
Yeah.
and I'm playing against someone I know,
Yep.
and his team is pretty strong, and he's second
Yes.
in the ladder. I'm third, so just by looking at the team, I thought, okay, I'm not too confident just beating
Yeah.
him, and I really need to beat him. So the
Ah,
only
yes.
really thing is I look at
Definitely.
my team, I
Yep.
thought everyone is playing
Yep.
and pretty good fixtures. I thought, well, why not just use bench boost?
Fair enough.
And I did that and kind of paid off.
Yep.
So pretty lucky there and pretty happy about it.
Fair enough. I'm looking at that head-to-head comp you mentioned. I was like, yes. You beat him. I still can't be Reza. Managed to still get a win with like 2 points. But I guess
Oh,
that's...
Reza is so lucky.
I
This
know.
guy is so
He's still
lucky.
top. So I guess you're going for that head-to-head comp. Just one win difference between you and the first place in the head-to-head comp as well. So we'll see how that goes. But
He was losing his game
yeah,
before the City game,
yeah.
and he was losing by 20 points or so, 17 point or something.
Yes,
Then
I thought he
he
will
had
lose,
Foden.
but
Yeah,
yeah,
I know. He had Foden and the other guy didn't.
yeah.
So that's the difference.
Oh my god! All right, so this is with talking about head-to-head and mini leagues and everything. I recorded a video on Monday, which is now out on the channel, on how to win your mini league, which we recorded with Mira, who is in the chat right now, and Damon, who are both winners of last season's Australian FPL, the Elite Qualifier, and Australian FPL Twitter leagues. So
Wow,
yeah,
that's pretty big.
yeah. So they gave their tips and strategies, and Mira went into scouting opponents' teams and full stalker mode and looking at transfers and everything, and how she managed to win the Twitter league. So all of that helpful information is out on the channel right now. And Roy also competing with me in a mini league. Maybe I need to hold on to this trophy, or I need to try and give it's gonna go to Jordan or someone, but we'll see. So yeah, we're all fighting for that trophy basically. One of the trophies, but yeah. So let's get straight into this week's podcast. We've got fixtures. This is from Ben Crellin. So we know the double game week for 25 with Liverpool, Brentford, City, and Luton. There's a blank for Luton and Liverpool in 26, along with Spurs and Chelsea. And there's a potential rumored double about the Bournemouth Luton fixture, potentially in Game Week 28. Not really sure. It hasn't been confirmed. It's just a rumor, so it's there for the moment. And then 29 is the big blank, depending on the FA Cup results, which we will go into now. So FA Cup results right now, Brighton, Man City, very likely to blank. The only confirmed fixtures we have are Burnley versus Brentford and Fulham versus Spurs. There is the FA Cup replay between Chelsea versus Villa tomorrow morning Australia time, later tonight UK time. And that will tell us whether... So if, let's say, Chelsea win, then Chelsea versus Arsenal in Game Week 29 is a blank. If Aston Villa win instead... if Aston Villa win... If Chelsea win... yes, it's a blank. If Aston Villa win, that means the Chelsea versus Arsenal game will go on, and West Ham versus Aston Villa will be a blank.
Yeah, I can't see the state Chelsea's in. I can't see them beating Villa.
Yeah, because it's Villa at home as well, so it's kind of even more towards Villa.
They're pretty strong there.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens with that. That's the current situation. We'll know that tomorrow. Along with, we will know if Luton versus Forest also there's a chance of knowing whether that does happens, because Forest have the FA Cup replay versus Bristol City as well. So if Forest lose to Bristol City, then Luton versus Forest also happens. in Gameweek 29. So there's a chance Luton can double 25, double 28, and also have a 29 fixture as well, as a possibility. But we won't know. We'll have to wait and see. Or if Forest beat Bristol City, then they had to play Manchester United in the next FA Cup round, and Luton had to play City. So there's still a high chance of Luton versus Forest happening in 29.
I think I was funny enough. I was looking at Luton last night.
Yeah.
Not knowing
This,
what you just show us this one, I because they're in such a informed team.
Yep.
And they're doing really, really well.
They're full
I'm
on
thinking
attack.
about getting a couple of guys from Luton. I think you enable me to get Salah back in or De Bruyne back in.
Yep. They are enablers because you got Adebayo in goal in front of striker. You got the goalkeeper potentially as well if anyone wants to go there. Doty, I think.
Bell in defense.
Teden Mengi is like a 3.9 centre back as well. So you got a couple of different options from Luton. But yeah, fixtures are a mixed bag. But it's the number of fixtures that they might have over this space that you potentially can get some returns from there. So that's the current situation. So we're looking at we might potentially have 4 fixtures at least. And maybe we might get another upset in round 5 of the FA Cup and maybe have about 5 fixtures from Gameweek 29. Depends on how round 5 goes though. So there is a possibility that we get maybe 5 fixtures, minimum maybe 4.
Right.
Probably.
So when do we know the result? Is that this week?
So after Gameweek 27 is when... so we'll know whether Chelsea and Aston Villa have a fixture tomorrow morning, like after that game is done.
Okay.
And if Forest lose as well, then we'll know that Forest and Luton have a fixture as well. If not, then it'll be after Gameweek 27 is when the FA Cup round 5 happens. So after Gameweek 27 only, and before Gameweek 28, I think. After Gameweek 27, let me check. Something I should have probably checked before. I think it's after Gameweek 27. I did slide and I ended up deleting the slide. I should have kept it. Let me find out.
I mean, essentially, if you're gonna have to use a wild card or free hit or something on the line if you don't prepare for 29, right? Pretty much.
You'll have to use your free hit in 29 if you don't prepare for it, potentially. Yeah. Here we go. This is what I want. So you have the FA Cup round 5 is after 26 and before 27. So you'll know before deadline of game 27 who blanks in 29.
Right.
That's the current situation.
So you got 2 game week to make changes if you don't want to use free hit, basically.
Yes. And a lot of that is possibly riding on what happens between Chelsea and Aston Villa as well.
Yeah, right.
Because a lot of people have Arsenal players, right? So if Arsenal blank, like if Chelsea win and then Arsenal also blank. There's a lot more players to kind of get rid of. So yeah, we kind of had to wait and see in terms of that, in terms of how the FA Cup result goes. Meanwhile, shout out to FPL Bruno and also FPL Planner in the chat. Tian, welcome as well. So yeah, that's the current state of affairs in terms of the overall fixtures. And now this table I showed last week on the pod as well with current, which is when you can play your chips. And as you can see, you can almost play it in a lot of weeks. I added a couple extras with like a potential free hit 25 for anyone who wants to be a Maverick and go 25 free hit 25. I wouldn't recommend, but up to anyone who wants to go. Triple captain in Gameweek 25 might most likely be the play from a lot of people.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I was thinking about that. I mean, Haaland probably is the obvious choice.
Because if you see the fixtures, both fixtures at home, Chelsea and Brentford. Liverpool also have a double, but we don't know the status of Salah at the moment. And we can't guarantee that he'll play as well, like full 180 minutes in 25 as well, after coming back from injury. There's another option of... some members have asked for this. Wildcard in Gameweek 24 and bench... You could potentially bench boost in Gameweek 25, but mainly a wildcard in Gameweek 24 is another play that some have asked for. And I'll I've promised a wildcard video after the Aston Villa versus Chelsea game because some are looking into that. So that's another play potentially. So for the short term, that's the current chip possibilities, at least in the next 2 to 3 game weeks. You could also free hit in Gaming 26, but I would recommend trying to navigate it with transfers instead, if possible.
Yeah, I think 29 probably is the obvious
Free hit.
game week for
Yeah.
free hit because there's a lot of uncertainties and you really don't want to mess up your team because of 29.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that it's just too obvious to not talk about that. It's gotta be that week.
Yeah, because you don't want to be getting in like you don't want to triple up on Luton and Forest players before 29 just because they have a fixture in 29.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
I mean, all the big teams got that week
Yeah.
not playing. So
So that's the thing. You could there is potentially value to be had in terms of free hitting in 29 and also not having to focus on 29 and like getting good players for the fixtures before that as well.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So again, but you might end up. So I think that might be the play, but you could also end up in a situation where you do that and still, depending on how obviously the FA Cup round 5 goes, you could be in a situation where maybe you have enough players that you don't have to free hit. And then in that specific situation, you kind of like put the free hit somewhere else in another double, 34 or 37, somewhere around that time. But I do agree. I think there is value in a free hit in 29. So yeah, so that's our current situation in terms of fixtures and chips. So let's get into Gameweek 24. Now, City versus Everton, the opening kickoff. Obviously, City have a double game week as well in 25. Where do you stand with this in terms of Manchester City players and what are you looking at? I think you have 2 at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like they probably is gonna have a run of games that is gonna will keep winning all the games because De Bruyne is back, Haaland is back, they're looking strong, right?
Yeah.
I think they won the last 3 or 4 games or something.
Let me check that. They've won since Game Week 19. Yeah, so the last 5 games they won.
Yeah, so they are like proper in red hot form.
Yeah.
With all the players are back. So I can't see them losing. And with 25 double game week, you gotta have to triple Man City.
Yeah, that's true.
At this point, you gotta have to.
The fixtures are good as well.
Are really, really good. So I'm biased because I don't want them to win. But still, I just can't see them losing.
Yeah, true.
And they know themselves if they win their games in hand, they will be top of the league.
Yes,
I think they would really try to go for that. So yeah, especially double game week 25.
Yeah,
like there's no brainer. Get 3 City players, even Haaland, De Bruyne. Well, I'm getting De Bruyne in just for this 2 game weeks and see how I do in terms of if Salah is fit to play. So that's my game plan.
Yeah, for me, I've got Haaland, Foden, and Bernardo, but Bernardo might leave because I feel like De Bruyne is a slightly better option. So I'm also looking at KDB as an option in terms of getting because, like you said, right, they could probably win all of those games that they have in the double and 24 and even 26 against Bournemouth as well. Really good friction while everyone's blank. So a few teams are blanking in 26. So definitely a good option to get there.
But they might do a bit like rotation.
Yes,
like Doku might play a little bit.
Yeah, that's always the risk with Pep, though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you have to be, I guess, willing to take on that risk if you want the reward as well.
Yeah, and their defenders probably is not worth having. I mean, they still letting goals in.
Yes.
But yeah, I think Foden, your KDB and Alvarez and Haaland, these 4 players probably are the good options.
Yep. Yeah, I think Alvarez still has a good option. We'll talk about Alvarez because I think the panel team has him, and we kind of have to decide. He's gone down in price again, so maybe to move him on to Haaland or keep him. That's another option as well. But yeah, Alvarez also I don't mind, to be honest, as a fourth option. But defense probably not, because they just don't keep clean sheets and the upside isn't as there as well.
Yeah.
But having said that, not many defenders these days are keeping clean sheets as well. So
Yeah.
it's a
I think
desert
last game week was the highest score
for goals. Yes.
for goals
Yeah, in the
for
Premier
a
League.
long
Yeah.
time.
So we'll see. I don't know. It's very hard to find clean sheets, but here we are. Everton, on the other hand, I do have Martin Branthwaite sitting on my bench getting points every single week. It's so disappointing, but anyways, I'll need him for Gameweek 26, but not this week. I'll be benching him. But I still see a City win. Do you see City like scoring a lot of goals, or do you think it's going to be a hard game?
Now Everton is gonna like pack 10 players at the back well, like 10 at the back. What's
like
his
what
name?
Brentford did.
Yeah,
Calvert-Lewin.
Cavalier will be in front. I think that's what they're gonna do.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, Fulham versus Bournemouth. Now, Solanke obviously didn't do any favors last week in terms of getting anything from Forest. Fulham, on the other hand, are conceding a few goals recently, but they are at home in this one. Me personally, now obviously Bournemouth could potentially have the double in 28, but I am willing to risk even moving Solanke out if I was to get like another double Gameweek player instead for the short term. Do you have Solanke? I don't know.
Yeah, I do have.
do?
I
Yes.
that's the mistake I made. I should have done Solanke to Haaland, not Cunha to Haaland.
And just kept Cunha. Oh man, your score would have been even more. Yeah.
I know. I mean, I know hindsight is always
Yeah.
right, but I thought about it because Cunha is cheaper
Yes.
and it's easier for me to move on to Salah with Cunha in my team.
Yeah, true.
Now I'm having a bit issue now.
Yes.
I might still have to get rid of Solanke, get someone cheap.
If you wanted to get Salah in, that is.
I need to get Salah in at some point.
Yeah, but if he's not fit, then there's no. This is right. You can't get this. Because then they blank in 26, potentially blank in 29.
I feel like Solanke's form has dropped a little bit during
probably
the transfer windows because I think there was talks about he's going somewhere. There must be something going on. There must be inquiries to get him. And I think his head must be a bit messed up in terms of staying. There must be some big teams coming in for him. There's
Maybe.
talks and news.
If he wants a move, now the transfer window is closed, he has to perform again to get
True,
a move.
but it's hard to change your
mindset
and trying to get back. The Bournemouth must have said, no, you're not going anywhere.
Yeah, true.
And it's kind of like, yeah, there's opportunity there. I might be able to go to Newcastle, for example, or Arsenal too as a backup. And the club say no, then I'm just guessing.
Yeah, fair enough. Now, let's say you had, because this is a very possible scenario for a lot of managers. Those who have Solanke and also have Watkins, right? And let's assume Villa beat Chelsea. Would you sell Watkins first or would you sell Solanke first?
Oh, you're definitely keeping Watkins.
Yeah,
this guy is on fire.
That's true.
I mean, this guy is so good under Emery. So the top 4 team. So
fair enough. All right. Yeah, I'll probably keep Watkins as well. The fixtures are too good to ignore, kind of.
But you just need to get a cheap one to replace Solanke so that you can do something in the midfield.
Yeah, true. But even if it was like you needed, this is where managers are going to have an issue, because if let's say Salah is fit, it's not very easy to get Salah back in. You have to kind of sacrifice a big name player, either Watkins or even a Saka potentially. Try and find Salah.
Or you get a couple of Luton player in, like Adebayo.
At 4.9.
Yeah, you get some cheap guys in, and Luton is in form.
Yeah.
The last 6 games is top 4. So
yes,
and scoring goals.
That's a fair point. Can't argue against that. All right, cool. So do we expect Bournemouth to do well in this game, or do we think it's going to be a low score?
I think it's a low score in that one.
Yeah.
Fulham they're not doing that well attacking wise. Bournemouth has been sort of misfiring as well.
Bournemouth, yes, because if you look at this last 6 game week team attack, they're like
Yeah.
low bottom kind of thing. Bournemouth, Fulham are even lower. So yeah, before Bournemouth, when Solanke was firing, the Bournemouth used to be like a top 4 attacking team.
I know, right?
They
Yeah.
dropped significantly. Yes, I would agree with that. Defensively, on the other hand, Bournemouth are pretty strong defensively. Fulham are very mid-table. So maybe, I don't know. We'll see how they go. Maybe it's probably a low scoring, if not a 2-1 to Bournemouth, maybe at best.
Yeah, I mean, Fulham at home, they're pretty good, pretty solid, and they will want to get 3 points at home against Bournemouth. So there's nothing interesting in this game, to be honest.
Yeah, fair enough. Let's move to an interesting game: Liverpool versus Burnley. Could be a big score, potentially. We don't know. For the moment, we don't know about Salah yet. We have to wait for Klopp's press conference to see what happens with that. There are also rumors circulating about Szoboszlai being injured, potentially, for a long term. So there's a possibility that Trent moves to midfield, but there's also a huge possibility that Endo maybe comes back because Japan are out of Asia Cup, so Endo comes back into that midfield as well.
Yeah, I mean, Konate is red card,
Yes,
so
he's suspended for this game.
So Gomez might play in the center defense with Van Dijk. They probably do need Trent to play right back for this game.
Yeah, or they could play Connor Bradley as well. Now, Connor Bradley didn't feature in the Arsenal game because his father passed away, so he had to go away for personal reasons.
Right.
Now, I don't know whether he's still on a leave of absence or whether he'll be featured in this game. Not really sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is a possibility. I don't know.
Yeah, I do think it's going to be a high-scoring game. Yeah, it will be.
Yeah. So we expect Liverpool to do well in this game. Now, if Salah is not available for Gameweek 24, would you say that you might still leave the door open for Salah in 25, or going to be even more harder?
Well, he's saying he's expected to be back on 425. Even if that is the case, I can't see Liverpool just getting him to play 2 games in a row.
No, especially with the cup final after that as well.
Yeah, so my thinking really is, or what I think what people should be doing is got 3 City players and 1 or 2 Liverpool players, but not Salah. I mean, Luis Diaz might be a good option.
Darwin.
Jota.
Yeah, fair enough. Trent, even... I have Trent, but I'm so uncertain on what to do with Trent because Klopp came out and said he can't play 90 minutes, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But his minutes should climb slowly going forward. The question is, can I use the money elsewhere? I have to kind of wait and see. Depends on a lot rides on Salah as well, to be honest.
Yeah, because Liverpool has a blank on 26, yeah?
Yes, they do. 26 and potentially 29 as well. So,
you have too many Liverpool players, that's a bit risky.
Yeah, so it's a very short-term move for Liverpool. You're most likely getting rid of your Liverpool players after 25. So it's just 24 and 25, and then you're looking to probably sell.
So you probably risk not having Salah.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Because like in that short term, maybe you get some other Liverpool players to try and cover what Salah could do in 2 game weeks. You might not even play 2 game weeks. It might just be only 25 and might not necessarily play 100 minutes over those 2 games with the cup final as well in a couple of days later. So it is a throw off the dice and hope for the best in terms of situation with Liverpool.
Yeah, it's just tricky, isn't it? Yes.
Yeah.
But this game, if you already have Liverpool players, then
you're
keep
fine.
them for this game week. Yeah.
Mira is a Liverpool fan. She says, I'll probably triple up on City and have double Liverpool. Yeah, I think that's
then you can use next 2 weeks to sort of get them out.
Yeah, exactly.
Or something.
Yep. Now, Luton versus Sheffield. This is the money fixture for Luton if there ever was one before they go into a tough double.
That's why I want to get Luton players in now
for this fixture, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's I know a lot of people. I think Doty rose in price as well. A lot of people are looking at Luton players this week because if they're going to get points, it's going to mainly come from this fixture, and then whatever comes in the double, you take as a bonus.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't go like 3 Luton players. That would be silly.
I probably won't. At best 2. At least 1 I'll have for this fixture, maybe.
I think so. That's what I'm thinking. Like just 1 player, see how he goes, and
then see for the double later. Can reassess if needed.
Sheffield United is going down.
Yeah,
no doubt about that.
Yeah, they're pretty bad. So most likely good now. Now Spurs versus Brighton. You captained a certain Spurs player last week, and I was like, oh, this is not what Roy does in FPL.
Did I? Did I do that?
Yeah, Richarlison. I was so shocked when I saw the armband on Richarlison. I was like, what? But
I've learned my lesson.
I mean, what? He got 2 points, didn't he? I thought he got 2 points.
What I'm saying is I learned my lesson from last season.
Oh, yes, you did.
Being too biased against Spurs.
Yeah, while Heung-min Son and Harry Kane were getting points.
So now Son is back, right?
Yes, because South Korea lost to Jordan in the Asia Cup. So he should be back for this week, potentially. But I don't know if he'll start, but he should potentially be back.
So that's going to have impact on how they attack.
Yeah.
When Son plays, Richarlison doesn't do well.
Yes, but the Richarlison has been in such form that I don't know if Son will be pushed to the wide position, and maybe it impacts like a Brennan Johnson instead.
And the Brighton's still a threat. This game could be like a 4-4, 3-3 game.
This is the thing. I'm gonna. I see Mira's question about chips as well. We'll get to that. But you look at Spurs, right? Where is Spurs? Attack, top 4. Brighton is slightly lower than that. Still upper table though. Brighton attack. But if you go to that defenses, if I'm not mistaken, oops, wrong one. Defense, Spurs second bottom last 6 game weeks. Brighton actually pretty high for defense. So you combine
tighten up, yes.
Yeah, you combine Spurs' pretty bad defense with their good attack and Brighton's mid-table attack and defense, and you kind of expect some goals in this game from both sides.
Yeah.
The only thing is, I have a certain Pedro Porro, and honestly, I don't know what to do with him. He keeps getting 1 pointers, and it's quite annoying. But they do have a fixture in Gameweek 29, which is certain. And their run of fixtures is still pretty good. So I don't know. Maybe I'll bench him in certain game weeks. Maybe I'll start him. This game week, honestly, I don't know if I want to start him or if I want to bench him. Because there's so much upside as well in this game week from him. Okay, here's the thing. Would you start Pedro Porro against Brighton? Or would you start Gabriel against West Ham? Knowing that Arsenal are away as well.
Gabriel?
Yeah.
Gabriel, I think so. I mean, Arsenal is in good form.
Yeah, fair enough.
And West Ham hasn't won a game in the new year yet.
Don't think so.
No, they haven't won a game in 2024.
Ooh. Didn't even know. Let me see.
Yeah, I'm quite sure about that.
Nope, they haven't.
So, yeah, I mean, Arsenal was pretty unlucky to concede a goal against Liverpool. So,
yeah.
I'm an Arsenal fan, but Arsenal does look good in these fixtures, and Gabriel does have the experience or track record scoring goals and headers and from corners.
So you probably start Gabriel over Porro.
Yeah, I mean, probably hasn't done much recently.
No. Because I don't know, he keeps conceding, and Maddison is also now back. So
it's not the tactical change that the balls go through Maddison rather than going wide. I haven't watched any.
I haven't watched too much of Spurs to be honest, but from what I've heard, Porro is still taking set pieces. So it's not like he's kind of lost too much just to Maddison. It's just that they're not keeping clean sheets, so it's kind of impacting any kind of points as well. I don't know. People in the chat, let me know as well what you would do. Would you start Gabriel or would you start Porro in this certain situation? Because I think a lot of people are going to have that benching dilemma for those who have both of them. So there's a question from Mira. Are you guys considering any chips for 25? Gameweek 25. I
I
think
think
triple
we did
captain.
talk about that
Yeah.
in the previous slide.
Yeah.
And
Potentially triple captain.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's the one.
Yeah. So triple captain will most likely be the chip for most of us here. Now,
Unless you've got like heaps of players that are playing and you've got Liverpool, Man City, then
so
you
then you
bench
could bench
boost or
boost.
something.
Yeah, that's also a possibility. But triple captain mainly because the chance of playing triple captain somewhere else is very low. That's the thing. Bench boost you could find another week as well.
True. I think that City having 2 games
Yeah.
is pretty rare.
Yeah. And it's at both at home.
Yeah, it's also like if you don't do it and everyone else is doing it, so it's kind of
Yeah, fair enough. You're going against like a 200 plus EO Haaland.
it's like yeah.
Fair enough. So yeah, that's 25 with this thing. And Mira says she's starting both Gabriel and Poro. I guess it depends on the defenses people have.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move into Wolves versus Brentford. Ivan Toney is a popular option for a lot of people. I know Rush bought in Ivan Toney with the double coming up for Game Week 25. However, Wolves are attacking just like Luton. Very high attacking team.
So Wolves score 37 goals so far. Last year they scored 31. So
They're all
for the whole season.
Yeah, and now Hwang Hee-chan is also back along with
He's
Heung-min
back. So
Yeah.
that's the issue for Cunha.
Yeah,
That was my thinking
Yeah.
for getting rid of Cunha, which was a bad mistake. But anyway, they are attacking really well.
yeah, that's what. So a team to kind of look out for because I think in Game Week 26 when the other team blanks, Wolves have Sheffield United. Be a very popular move for a lot of people.
No, I really shouldn't have got rid of Cunha.
You can't think about it now. It is too late. You can still go back. There's nothing wrong with that. But yeah. But a team to kind of keep an eye out for in terms of who you would want to get because Neto is good. Wang Hee-chan should be pretty good as well coming back. Cunha is
He
actually
won't play straight away. I mean, he would need.
No, he probably might get subbed on, but
Yeah.
like from 26 onwards, good option.
Good. True.
Yeah. Brentford on the other hand, this is one of their more easier fixtures in one way on paper, but not necessarily. It'll still be a tough game. Wolves are pretty good team actually. So I think it'll be a tough one.
Do you say Brentford have got double
in 25?
Against who?
They have the double against was it City and Liverpool?
It's not really good fixtures, are they?
No, they're not. Like they don't really have that great fixtures, but it's just a throw of the dice because Ivan Toney's on penalties and whatnot. So you hope for the best.
Well, I hope they beat them, but
yeah. Fair enough. But at the same time, it's
I'll be cheering them on for sure.
Yeah. So we'll see. I mean, it's not a bad option, Ivan Toney, but I still rather prefer Watkins as well. Still for the moment.
Yeah, for sure.
Forest versus Newcastle. Now, Newcastle, like Spurs, are one of the worst defensive teams, probably the worst defensive team right now in the league in the last 6 games. I have
no idea what's going on there.
I also have no idea what's going on there. Injuries are not helping. They don't have strikers, and now we don't know what the situation with Anthony Gordon as well is. That's also probably another thing to watch for press conference news. Forest, on the other hand, aren't as great of a team as well. I think Forest, attacking-wise, bottom 4 team. Defensive wise, where is Forest? Oh, they're actually top. Oh, interesting. I did not expect that. They're a more higher defensive team. Having said that, I still expect them to probably score against this Newcastle defense.
You think?
Because they're at home, right? I think they will.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a bit confused about Newcastle. So they're doing so well for the first half, beat Arsenal. Luckily beat Arsenal, and I mean, I still got Shard in my defense, so is it? I don't know what to do, to be honest. I think you're right. Forest will score. You just don't know which team turned up for Newcastle.
Yeah, I also don't know. And like Shah,
they have a good team.
Yeah, like I have Trippier, you have Shah. I mean, they both could get points in this game. They could also come back with like 2 points or something.
Yeah.
Tough one to actually call this because it's away as well. I still think Newcastle
Yeah.
will win, but defensive. We mostly like have defensive players. Like Dubravka is another option as well for those who have in goal. So I'll probably start Dubravka in this game because I have Ariola against Arsenal, and I'm not going to start Ariola against Arsenal. But yeah,
Yeah. So they've dropped from what position they're in the league now? They will be outside top 6 now. 9.
They're ninth. Oh,
Yeah, they're
yeah.
pretty much out of contention for top 4, top 5.
Yeah, they're out of top 5.
That's a huge drop.
Yeah, so I don't know. We'll see what happens with Newcastle. It's not looking good. Injuries are not helping though, but yeah, it's still not looking good.
No, something else is going on.
Yeah.
I just feel like something else is going on.
We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I got Trippier. Don't know how long we're going to keep Trippier. If I need to fund other moves, I'll probably fund other moves via Trippier.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my current situation at least.
Yeah, if you want to get KDB in, you probably gonna have to
probably
do
have
something.
to sell Trippier or something. Yep.
Yeah.
That's most likely the case. So I'm probably looking at that situation, especially with like Luton playing Sheffield United now. Obviously, Luton defensively are not as great, but at least they have slightly more fixtures.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Now West Ham versus Arsenal. Scintillating performance from Arsenal against Liverpool, which kind of threw you also in shock. What do you expect?
I expect Arsenal to win.
Yeah, London derby. I think last game didn't go as well for. I think West Ham won the last game. They kept a clean sheet, interestingly. So this one, reverse fixture. Arsenal better performance now.
On the back of beating Liverpool, and the Arsenal's players are pretty confident going into this game, and they want to win the game for Declan Rice. I think Declan Rice will want to perform really well in this game.
Yes, going back home.
I don't see Hammers winning.
Yeah.
And scoring.
Oh, okay. So
I think we're just too strong.
Fair enough. This is where I'm leaning towards, like maybe I start Gabriel. Maybe he gets another header goal. Hopefully.
I'm being neutral here.
I know.
Arsenal. I just feel like the games have been Arsenal last 3 games.
Yeah,
we're really, really strong.
Yeah, Martinelli back on form. Saka actually getting returns as well now. So it's looking good for Arsenal. And the fixtures.
The only thing is Jesus might still be injured.
I mean, so that is that the problem, because Trossard is still doing pretty well, right?
Yeah, Trossard's been doing this impact sub role. Because we're not changing the left. Martinelli and Saka, they got their position.
Yeah.
And striker wise is Havertz at the moment.
Yeah.
I think Jorginho, Declan Rice, Odegaard in the middle are doing really, really well in the last game.
Now, if
I can see that doing the same again.
Yeah, if you had Odegaard though, probably sell, right? FPL wise.
Sell Rice?
No, Odegaard. If you had him, would you sell him?
No. Oh, he hasn't really.
He hasn't done.
He hasn't been scoring. He hasn't done much.
Yeah, it's only like Saka and Martinelli who are like.
Yeah, he's been taking shots.
Yeah.
But really not getting much.
Yeah.
But with other options, I think you probably sell him to get some City play in.
Yep. What do you call I think, probably will sell him for like even a Liverpool player or a City player.
Yeah,
Saka,
true. Liverpool. Yeah.
Now Saka is another question, right? Because if let's say Salah is fit, someone will have to make way, because a lot of people are looking for funds. But Saka has good fixtures. West Ham and Gameweek 25, they have Burnley, which is a really good fixture as well. So I probably, if I can, I'll try and hold Saka as much as possible, because I think a lot of people will look to sell, and then he'll end up becoming like a bit more of a differential player. Yeah.
Oh, you want to keep him?
Yeah.
You want to be the one to keep for the entire season?
Yeah. So I'm probably looking to keep. And if Chelsea do lose to Aston Villa, that means they have a fixture in Gameweek 29 as well.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So yeah, Arsenal clean sheet, 2-0 maybe. 2-0?
Yeah, 2-0 would be nice.
Yeah.
1-0 will do, but
Yeah.
3 points.
3 points is what
Has
I
to be
want.
3 points is what matters, yeah.
Yep. Aston Villa versus Manchester United. Slightly
Fire.
slightly resurgent Manchester United. However, has lost Martinez again, which is a problem because if I felt like if Martinez was fit for this game, then there's a chance. But now I think it's much more harder. Expect Villa to win this game.
You reckon?
Yeah, before Martinez injury, I would have said different. I would have actually said we might have drawn or even snatched a win in this game. Because the onus is on Villa to attack, right? And it leaves us with the opportunity to counter-attack, which currently our team would enjoy.
Yes, the issue with Emery is he's a good manager, but when he play against the sort of top 6 teams, he gets he thinks too much.
Yeah, fair
he
enough.
overthink things and sometimes could be his downfall there.
I have Garnacho, and I'm not sure what to do with Garnacho. I wish I could start him. Yeah, I'm keeping him.
But he's the GOAT.
I know he's getting points for you every time he's like you caught all of Garnacho's hauls somehow or the other. But yeah, I don't mind starting Garnacho. I just don't have a way to start him for this week. Because my front line will be pretty strong as well.
Yeah, it might not be this week. No.
Yeah, but good option to be honest. Overall, I won't be surprised if we do snatch a win in this game. Very possible, but Aston Villa, I think, are the favorites for this one. Apart from that, Alex Moreno is another decent Villa fullback people are talking about. Now, if Villa do have a fixture in 29, he'll be a very popular option. Meanwhile, for United, on the other hand, anyone looking for enablers, a certain Harry Maguire is now available because Martinez is injured. So 4.2 million. If anyone wants to go there. But I wouldn't recommend as much. Yeah. Garnacho probably because of enabler. Apart from that, really.
And maybe you two do a lot of things with other players. I think he plays every single game. And he's so good. I have to say, I don't like United, but he's such a good player.
Yeah, so
he reminds me like Ronaldo when he was in.
Ooh, that's a long jump. But
I know, but like, just imagine like
they're willing to take on. Yeah,
Ronaldo went to United when he was 17, 18.
Yeah,
and I actually think Garnacho is better in
maybe
in
at that young age until Ronaldo came back from one season and just had gymmed and everything and like turned a beast. But yeah, I kind of see what you're saying in like the early Ronaldo, like stages of Ronaldo. Yes.
Yeah, you can see how he approached the games and try different things. I mean that overhead kick. I mean, who does that?
I know. Right? Fair enough. So he has promised. So let's see. I have him in my team. I like him because he's good enabler, 4.8, and also like can start in Gameweek 26 because of the blank against Fulham, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So that's another player to kind of consider. And then one final thing I think I'll add is I don't mind Højlund as well. Seems like he's getting goals now. Now 4 matches in a row that he scored. Fixtures are still there for him to get some goals. So, but again, there are a few other strikers who are now more priority because of doubles and whatnot.
Yeah, and United is moving up the table as well. So
yeah, hopefully
top 6 now.
Yes, edging towards Spurs, closer and closer to get to that top 4. But we'll see. It's gonna be tough. But yeah. Next up, Palace versus Chelsea. I honestly have no idea where this game will go.
No idea. I have no idea what Chelsea's doing.
Yeah, and at the same time, Palace also are not that great. So this game could go anyway, to be honest. I
think Chelsea's going to win. Crystal Palace got some injuries and it's hard to tell. I mean, you want to stay away from Chelsea. They got blank game week, so
in 26, yes. I have Palmer, and this will be Palmer's probably final game before I probably sell him if I have to.
I got Gusto as well.
I think Gusto is a more higher sell if you're looking to sell.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Getting a Luton player in. Yeah.
Because they blank in 26. And the fixtures after that also are not that great because I think they have, if I'm not mistaken, they've got City in 25. Brentford in 27, Newcastle in 28, and if they do have a fixture in 29, it's against Arsenal.
Yes.
So
Yep, no good.
yeah, so I probably will sell Gusto. Palmer, on the other hand, I am most likely looking to sell if I want to get a double game week player. But yeah, that's the current situation. We'll have to wait and see. And yeah, that's basically the fixtures. And yeah, last 6 game weeks, team attack, Liverpool on top, City second, Arsenal third, Spurs fourth, Luton fifth for attack. They're all out, full on fire. And then at the bottom, you got Crystal Palace, Burnley, Fulham, Forest, United at the bottom. But I think that might be slowly climbing, slowly step by step. But yeah, and then team defense, Arsenal top defense. I think this is why I might have to start Gabriel this week. City second, Bournemouth third, Liverpool fourth, Villa fifth. Bottom you have Newcastle, Spurs, Brentford, Burnley, and Wolves. Right there at the bottom. So that's
It's funny. Like you got Chelsea, West Ham.
Oh yeah, you have Chelsea and West Ham as
Tottenham
well.
and Newcastle at bottom half, which is really unthinkable.
I know. As an Arsenal fan and in a London club, I think you're enjoying this. But yeah, you don't usually expect it, but here they are. So we'll see. Maybe
Newcastle's defense was so good in the first 10 games, and now they're at the bottom.
They've conceded the most big chances of every single team in the last 6
Oh
games.
my
25
God.
big chances. Meanwhile, Arsenal have only conceded 6. That's a huge gap.
And they're the only team that beat us.
Oh shit.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Oh well, it is what it is. So yeah, that's the team defense. And Roy, your huge bench boost score. We get to it finally. So you had Leno in goal, Fabian Shah, Gabriel, Dalot, and Gusto. I mean, you look at that and your defense is like, what? But your
It's
defense
absolutely shit.
Yeah, and you had Estupinan and Dubravka as well. So you played the bench boost. So your defense totally returned you a total of 1 to 8 points. Your defense returned. Your entire points came from your attack and midfield. You had Palmer, Foden, Saka, Watkins captaincy, Solanke and Haaland. You had Garnacho and Richarlison as well from the bench boost. So that is what, 15, that's 32, 33 points on a bench boost. That's insane.
Yeah.
Usually 20 is good. You've gone to excellent from a bench boost.
So yeah, as I said, I mean, pretty lucky. Made the decision and yeah, got the rewards, I suppose. So pretty happy about it.
Yeah.
I think my next move really is getting. I got 2 free transfers, so I think Gusto to Bell probably what I'm thinking about doing, and whether I get rid of Palmer now to get De Bruyne in.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm thinking.
Ooh, interesting moves. Fair enough. All right, and then that my team 81 points. Dubravka in goal. Trippier, Pedro Porro, Trent, Bernardo Silva, Palmer, Saka, Foden, Haaland cap, which didn't work out as much as I would have loved it to, Watkins and Solanke. And unfortunately, on the bench, I had Garnacho's 16-pointer, sad life. Gabriel -1, it is what it is. Areola as 1. And I have Branthwaite's 8-pointer. So I benched a total of 24 points on my bench.
Oh no.
So close to greatness, but
so if you had to use bench boost, you will be over 100.
Yes,
as well.
Yep, I would have had a brilliant score, but here we are. It is what it is. Like if I was to repeat this, I probably, hindsight is a wonderful thing. Maybe I would have benched Bernardo. That's the only thing I would have changed. Everything else I would have kept it the same. But oh well, can't do much about it now. So we move forward. But that's basically the teams, and that's the end of the podcast. But before we quickly end, I think we need to talk about the panel team, because the panel team did really well, I think, this week, if I'm not mistaken. 92 points from the panel team. Let me bring it up on. There we go. 92 points from the panel team. Neto in goal. Alex Moreno, 14-pointer. Stupinan, Trent, Saka, Jota, Foden, Bowen, Solanke, Alvarez, Watkins captaincy, Garnacho again on the bench, 16-pointer. Gabriel, Areola, and Gusto. Actually, the panel team could have had an insane game week if we started Garnacho, but yeah.
No, right?
So panel team is panel team. You're fighting with the panel team now in terms of points. You're very close to the panel team, both of you. Now the panel team has 2 free transfers this week, which we kind of need to use.
Yeah.
But before we do that, the team looks like this at the moment. I guess let's ask what should we do? Haaland, ADB.
Oh, we're keeping Trent, right? For sure, because it's double Gameweek coming.
Yeah.
There's no point selling him now.
Yeah.
I mean, the defender seems all right.
Yeah, fair enough. They're all like
Bowen. Do you
change.
want to get rid of Bowen?
Yeah, I
Bowen
think
to someone.
I think Bowen should probably look to move. And we can go to KDB straight away. We can also go to Salah straight away if you wanted to. However,
the fact that you have Alvarez, I mean, you're not changing to Haaland, are you? Like from a City player to City player, that seems a bit weird.
We could move Solanke to Haaland if needed.
Yeah. Do you know what? That could work.
And keep Alvarez. But do you think Alvarez's minutes will reduce?
No, I think he's usually played behind him anyway.
Okay, so we could do something like this. We could get, because this is a differential team, we could do Solanke to Haaland. That will give us with 6.9 million. Can't really get another City player.
No, you got a 3, so there's no point getting maybe Luton.
Ross Barkley?
He doesn't really score much, does he? He got 13 points.
Yeah.
I know he scored against Arsenal, remember?
Yeah, he did against Arsenal as well. So maybe he's a decent option. Apart from him,
midfield.
We could
put it 6.9.
Yeah. It's 4.9 Ross Barkley. We could wait and see what happens with Salah.
Yeah.
And if Salah is fit, then maybe we bring Salah in, and I don't know what to do with Alvarez and Solanke then.
I just feel like bringing Salah too early.
Yeah, that's what. True. So maybe we get Haaland, right? Because Haaland is most likely going to be triple captaincy option.
Yeah.
This squad is definitely not built for a... Don't think it's built for a bench boost 25. Or maybe it might be.
You're gonna have to get rid of Bowen. That's the only option. Is who you get in.
Who would you get in for this team? I do not know. Something to think about. Quinton, welcome to the channel as well. Quinton is bought in Hoyland. And hopefully Sean Wills can keep the streak going. All right, people in the chat, let us know who you would sell Bowen to as well. With this team with 6.9 million remaining.
Yeah, who do you want to get for 6.9?
Yeah, let us know in the chat and we will bring them in. But yeah, I mean, this team could potentially bench boost in Gameweek 25. If he, maybe not.
You know what? Neto is 5.7.
Yes, we could actually bring Neto in. That is not a bad shout, actually. Brentford 25 with Spurs. You maybe bench him in 25 or start him. Could even start Garnacho. You'll have 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll have 4. The other thing is, we could do, you know what we could do? Is we could move Gusto as well to a Luton player.
Yeah. Is what, using one extra transfer?
Yeah, we kind of need to do another transfer because I'm looking at it like Haaland to Solanke. It leaves us in negative, so we kind of have to do a transfer.
Oh yeah, you're gonna have to, yes.
Yeah, so we could take a -4 if we wanted to.
I mean, Neto or Leon Bailey. I mean,
Neto or we could go Leon Bay. I don't know if I want to go. I probably might. I don't mind Neto though.
Yeah, Neto is good.
Neto, and then that'll leave us with 5.3 in the bank. If we were to do Gusto out, we could do Gusto to Doherty as one option.
Yeah. You see, Neto Wolves game has got Brentford at home, Tottenham away,
And then
Sheffield
Sheffield
United
United.
home, then Newcastle away.
Fulham home.
From their defending sort of stats, this
Yeah.
actually good games for Wolves.
Yep.
I need to get Cunha back.
Fair enough. Okay, we'll see what we do with people in the chat. Let us know as well.
Yeah.
So
I think Neto is good
Neta is good. Okay, I'll do the moves
later. Yeah.
later, but this will most likely be the moves that we probably do. We could take a hit if we wanted to and bring in a Luton. Like we could bring in Doherty as well from Luton to play against Sheffield. Get us an extra double game week player as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's another possible move that we could do. But
What's 4.6?
Yeah, he's
Bell is only 3.9.
Who? Bell.
Bell.
Yeah.
That's very expensive for Luton.
Yeah, but
player.
he's a fullback. That's the thing. He's an attacking fullback.
What about Bell? Bell is not? I thought Bell is too.
I don't know. Maybe the other side. I have to check SofaScore. Something to check and see. But yeah, that is basically the panel team. Something to think. Let us know in the comments who you would look to get in for that 5th choice midfielder at about 6.9. Not even 6.9. Let's say 6.5, will you? Potentially, or 6.4. Let us know in the comments. Most likely going to be Neto, I think, for us. So that's the team. Captaincy, if we bring in Haaland, Captain Haaland.
Unless you want to do something unconventional. I think conventional would be triple captain him, isn't it?
No, that's next week, right? No, this week.
Oh, sorry, this week.
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
This week, either Haaland or a Liverpool player.
Liverpool player, no, it's hard. It's hard to like. I mean, you got Jota, maybe.
Yeah. I don't know anyone else I would put the armband on.
Even Saka is a good option too, but Garnacho.
We could start Garnacho.
This is tough, actually. I mean, Watkins could be good too. If Aston Villa, like on fire. Tricky one. We got to start thinking about this. If you do get Haaland in, maybe Haaland.
Yeah,
that's just probably the safer option.
Yep. Okay, so if we get Haaland in, we'll put it on Haaland. Do we start Garnacho over Bowen for the moment? If we get Neto, I guess we get to start Neto.
You probably need to start Neto, yeah.
Yeah, but for the moment, I'll put it like this. And I've started Gabriel over Estupinan, Alex Moreno, and goalkeepers, everything else is the same.
Yeah, it looks pretty good, yeah.
Cool. That's basically it. So thank you, Roy. And good luck for the game week. Hopefully you don't go way too far ahead in the mini league, so I have some room to catch up. But thank you to
Jordan is too
I
far
know,
ahead.
It's like
of
a
us,
100-point lead. I need to find. I need to do some miracles to try and catch up with Jordan. It's so hard. But there are doubles coming up. There are blanks coming up. This is where you make your moves. This is where you make your gains. So thank you to everyone who joined in the chat as well. To FPL Mez, Mira, FPL Bruno, FPL Planner, Quinton from FPL Amateurs of Oz. Make sure to check out their podcast as well, which is available on Spotify. And I'll be live tomorrow on FPL IQ with FPL Planner, who's in the chat. So do check us out as well tomorrow for that. But thank you to everyone who's watched, and make sure to hit the like button, subscribe if you are new, and there'll be a wildcard video out possibly tomorrow and deadline stream on Saturday. Roy, any final words?
No. Good luck, everyone.
Awesome. All right. See you all.
See you, mate. Bye.